Hello, everyone, and welcome to Chronically Rah Rah, Fight for Answers, Fight for the Cure. So, I'm going to get on for just a moment and say what I said in my description. If you think that universal health care or health care for all is crap, then you really need to listen to this. So, I went in to get my prescriptions today because I'm on a few of them since I'm chronically fabulous, and one of my prescriptions has jumped up to $300. So just for the one prescription, and I'm on like 6-ish. I quit counting. Like, you quit counting how many prescriptions you're on after 5. You just start hanging out with the old ladies and putting all your prescriptions out on the table and figuring out who has what and what works best. So that's $300 just for one prescription. That doesn't include everything else. So it was going to cost me nearly $400 today to walk out with medicine to keep myself on this side of the dirt. And that doesn't include anything else that I'm going to need coming up in the future. This doesn't include any tests. This doesn't include any doctor's appointments. This doesn't include anything else. So for someone like myself who is a medically retired veteran on a medically retired veteran income, $300, $400 a month just for prescriptions is really freaking steep. And when you get to that point where you're spending hundreds of dollars in prescriptions and on top of that, sorry, it's really great. Oh my God. There we go. And on top of that, Josh to the side. And on top of that, not even looking at doctor's appointments and tests and procedures and everything else, at what point do you say, because, apparently this country doesn't want to have universal health care and doesn't think that health care is right, thinks it's a privilege, at what point do people like myself say enough is enough and I can't do it anymore, so I guess I'm going to go on palliative care? And that's what this is. That is what ultimately these rising healthcare costs and people not being able to afford prescriptions and doctor's appointments, etc., are doing. And frankly, I think it's crap. So there's something for you to think about. At what point do people like myself just say, you know what, F it, I'm going on palliative care, I'm done? Because it's a hell of a lot cheaper to die than it is to stay on this side of the dirt. So there's that for those of you that are like, well, we just can't afford to insure everybody. Christ, we need to give $80 billion to our military. No, we don't. And I was a military member, and I'm saying we don't need to give $80 billion to the gosh damn military. We just don't, especially when it doesn't go to our military men and women. It goes to contractors. And this is what we are being forced into. And to top it off, the new tax bill doesn't let you write off your medical expenses, which a lot of us count on. So we at least are getting rid of some of the burden at the end of the year. So now all of these thousands of dollars that we spend every year just to keep us on this side of the dirt is doing nothing. So this is going to sound really harsh, and frankly, I don't give a damn, but for all of you guys that think that that's okay, for all of you guys that think that it's okay for us to decide, hey, do we get this prescription or do we just decide to go on palliative care, a big F you. Because you're basically telling me and people like myself that my life isn't worth it. And it's pretty sad that we've gotten to this point. And it sucks. So, anyway, that's my 2 cents on that. If you haven't dealt with the universal health care, if you haven't dealt with health issues, you're very lucky. But for those of us that have, this is stuff that we have to think about on a daily basis.
Stop blaming Trump. We got company.
By me. So anyway, if you're joining us on Chronically Raw Raw on the live, I thank you very much. And if you're joining us on the replay, I thank you very much as well. So food for thought. Think about it.